How are we going to help the formerly incarcerated?
The formerly incarcerated, that's solely on the black community. You have to teach the families. You have to teach the families how to support the formerly incarcerated. Because that's the problem. They come back home and don't nobody know how to support them. The church, or everybody's looking for a tax incentive by way of 501c3 grants and fundings to help them. So once the time limit run out or the grant funding run out and they got to go back into their own communities, there's no more support for them. So it has to come through the families. The family got to learn patience. The family have to know that they may have to make some extra sacrifices for this one. So to help the formerly incarcerated, the black community have to start going in before they come out.
Say that again?
The black community have to start going in before they come out. Going in, making the connections, doing an assessment. Okay, where you going, man? You paroling back here, and then before they get out, you got the resources, you got the directions. You say when you get out, call me at this number, we'll send you over here. You can't wait till they get out and they start looking around.
So we got to have more interaction.
Got to. You have to have more prison ministries that's not white. Because if you go to Huntsville, you go to whatever, there's going to be mostly white people coming in. Or there's going to be mostly black inmates teaching that's already in there. So we need somebody coming from the outside, going on the inside, making a connection before they come back out.
Well, now we need to address this stuff up in Washington. So the water run down here, not up. And up in Washington, I'm just saying Washington, those policies and those very things that we're talking about that need to be done must start so they're implemented up here and run down. And what we have to do is get some people with some nuts to represent us up in Washington that's going to be representatives, but that's going to be for us and not just about themselves. And all these good-ass speeches that people are doing, and they ain't getting nothing done down here. With all the things we're talking about, Charleston, we have control if we would just implement it.
You said it's a spot in Joplin, Texas?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't all black people move to Joplin and annex it? Make it a governor. Make a mayor. Why not? If 100 black families move to a small rural area, they could rule that town with the right plan and strategy.
Just like Highland Park.
Come on now. Joplin can be our Highland Park. Joplin can be our Highland Park.
Well, what I like to do is this. Move around town with you when you have time. Because see, you professionally, you're making all this money, you're doing all these great things, and you become one of those.
I find time.
Well, you always find time for me. I want you to know that. I want to publicly appreciate it. When I call you, you never said no.
Yes, sir.
You never said no. You always went out your way.
Yes, sir.
So I want to say that publicly so folks can know that you're real.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're real.
We got to canvass the land. And one thing I learned from working with Republicans is they canvass their land. Me and you did it during the political time for the young sister. But, man, they block walk, they phone bank to go out into the community.
But why? And I tell y'all, you're right. But some of these brothers and sisters that I'm seeing on the street doing absolutely nothing. Why is it that we can't get them together, put them in a room, put them out on the streets to do block walking, but to support the right person that's going to represent us?
Because this is what happened. The white folks say, hey, we pay $12 an hour for this phone banking over here. Black folks say, hey, come over here and phone bank with us. White folks say, hey, man, we're going to give you this, this, and this, this, and this. And the black folks say, man, come over here and get a t-shirt. So while they over here, they get hungry, they reach in their pockets and say, man, I got $20. Well, hey, y'all, we got lunch. I'm still hungry. I got $20. So there's no incentive. With all the money that flows through the political realm of things, man, you got to pay to play. And that's how I see. They get the old white women to go raise money over at the Terrence Star Republicans Club, the golf club. Everybody come together. Who they think should come represent them. We don't. So what ends up happening when we coming out, it's some unfamiliar faces talking to the niggas over here who ain't doing nothing. And they not talking the language. You ain't waking up with no more cups walking up your cup and say, man, y'all fucking with the election. You ain't walking up like this. So already they kind of distant. You ain't walking up saying, say, man, I'm with such and such while you smoking your blunt. Here, nigga, you gonna hit this. Yeah, man, I'm over here working with such and such and them. Nigga, give them here, you gonna roll something up. That's how you get them people. That's how you get them people.
But now I can't run.
You can't. But you can't. But everybody, the white folks do it. How do you think John F. Kennedy became president? They went and used the mob. His daddy went and used the mob to help that boy become the president, JFK. Donald Trump did it with the cracker white boys. Why we can't use our Asian niggas? Why we can't use the niggas like they use they people? Because we're disconnected from them. They ain't disconnected from their people.
Well, I want to get them connected. Before I leave this earth, I want to do what I think is my part to try to help and make a change, make a difference, bring the folks back, wake them up. Like Spike Lee said in his movie, wake up.
That's what I did, Mr. Caraway. But I did it by I did it by working with youth, but talking crazy to grown folk. Mm-hmm. See, I would work with the youth and then come online and disrespect people online to wake them up. Stupid motherfucker, don't care nothing. Yeah, pull back, to wake them up, right?
Gotta do it.
So what ends up happening? People start saying, man, who is this nigga? Man, what that nigga do? Oh, man, that nigga really work with kids. That's how I got there. That's how I made the connection. I can go to any hood around here, any school, but I work with the kids. Talk crazy because somebody have to tell the mama, she wrong. Somebody got to come tell the community they wrong. The politicians can't because they're not that connected to stand before these people. They won't get no vote.
Well, I ain't worried about getting vote now because here's the deal. I'm standing, and I be having a problem. I did a little live thing with the way that the ladies disrespect themselves.
Yeah.
And then want to demand respect, I guess, from man. But if you don't respect yourself, don't expect for the man to respect you.
I did a sold out show at the House of Blues Friday night. I closed out my set in my show. I said, how do you tell the difference between a woman and a hoe? The packaging. How it's packaged. Mm-hmm. The hoe is revealing. Her whole revelation is to seduce you with her ass and her titties, her walk and her look. The woman, she suppresses that. So they want us to do magic tricks. You want me to look at this hoe and treat her like a woman, and my eyes are saying this is a hoe based on what I'm seeing, because a woman wouldn't have her ass out, a woman wouldn't have her titty out, a woman wouldn't be. So you want me to treat, so no, it's impossible to do that. I don't care if you got respect for yourself or not. The packaging. How can I tell a knockoff from the real thing? The packaging. So if you want to be a woman, package like a woman. Or you going to keep getting treated like a hoe. And we should be teaching young boys how to treat hoe like hoe, be respectful to women, be respectful to ladies, and learn how not to fuck with a bitch. Because all of them is a category. All of them. Certain things a woman ain't gonna do. It's certain things a woman and a lady is not gonna say. But a hoe and a bitch will.
Charleston, we're gonna leave you right there.
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you this. Come on, I can't handle this like that.
Took me 2 hours to finish that little shot. Shit.
You gonna do it?
No. That hurt going down.
Yep. Well, listen, I've enjoyed it.
Always.
I want to tell you personally, I thank you. I thank you for all that you do, all that you represent, and I just want you to keep on pushing.
Yes, sir.
Push harder, and I'm going to always be positive with love for you. That's
Yes, sir.
love.
You helped springboard this. You were one of the men that God brought into my life early on when I started taking this journey. You opened some doors for me, so I forever appreciate that.
But I want to get them people around this table.
I can get
trapping.
Oh, right now they ain't. Well, they everybody going through something, right? So, man, when you personally going through something, it's hard to come down here and come talk sensible and logical. You going through something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They not ready. We gotta work with what we got. And I'm telling you, these rappers ain't ready. Because they are not the kind of men that can go stand amongst their crew and defend the honor of just being right or trying to do right. This is a group of cowards. These is a group of cowards. They cannot stand and tell their homie you wrong and he can whoop you. So we can't expect them. They are beholden. They are oppressed. And they are in bondage with the dark side. They on the dark side. You come out the dark and come into the light, they're not going to do that.
Well, it's tragic.
Well, they made their bed, so let them lie in it. Frederick Douglass said it is much easier to create strong children than it is to repair broken men. Let's push these broken men to the side and let's gather this table around young kids who have seen murder. Let's listen to all the things that these kids have seen at 15, 16, 14. The violence. Why do we need the rappers? We need these kids. Let's hear what they got to say.
Well, but they only saying what they're hearing.
No, they're not. They're going to tell us what they're seeing, what they're experiencing. Because when I talk to him, he telling me about how he get molested over here.
Oh, yeah.
They ain't telling when you get in a space, they ain't repeating rap lyrics. They tell you how hungry they is, who they mad at.
Here's what I'm gonna do, and when I say I'm gonna do stuff, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna begin to try to put an audience together in schools and in Dallas and Fort Worth. I don't want to just do Dallas, anywhere we can, and arrange for some discussions. You know, I think, I don't know if I told you, I gave Mike a big key to the city.
Mm-hmm.
Did I ever mention that to you? Yeah, and I got beat up about it. I didn't give a care about it because I'd give it to him again, okay? Because of what he did for the kids. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna hook up a tour, okay? And I'm asking you to be a part with me, and we're gonna go talk to the kids.
Let me just say this. It was last year there was 7 kids that was released from Dallas Youth Village, Midlock Youth Village. They got out and committed murder within 30 days. It made the news. Everybody is feeling the children because we're all talking. The rappers, the grown folks, the preachers, the teachers, and nobody's sitting and listening to them.
But do we get the, and I'm trying to move towards solution, do we get the mothers in there?
Leave the grown folks out. Because if you bring me in with my mother, I'm gonna be quiet because a lot of my pain is from my mother.
Okay, makes sense.
Remove the grown folks away and just all grown folk be quiet and let the kids talk. What do y'all see when you go to school? You gotta walk by this dope fiend, that prostitute, that. What do y'all see? What are y'all talking about in school? How they getting the gun? How they getting the, let the kids tell you. And boy, we all leave crying. But if the grown folks talking, we gonna all leave arguing with no solutions. We're going to come up with solutions, but it won't be no course of actions. But if we listen to those kids, I bet God move on every heart in the room that's listening. God ain't speaking through adults anymore. Because the adult heart is too conditioned out of hate, out of envy, out of spite, out of lust. So God is speaking through these babies. And the old is getting ready to go to him. But all of us that's in between that still have pleasures and desires is very little that God can speak through us to talk to people to. Because we won't get out the way. We are in God's way.
I agree. How I'm gonna get some listeners and likes and all that stuff on this stuff? I need some help, y'all. Y'all need to start trying to help me to get this thing under control. Because I want this platform to be a platform utilized to communicate. Like you said, we don't have no black radio stations, and the communication base is the number one key that we need to have to disseminate our message.
Dick Gregory say we our own media. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 cameras. We our own media. We can rewrite whatever narrative we want to write with these cameras and microphones. Why we can't start doing it now?
Well, I'm trying to do it now. That's
Yes,
why I'm
sir.
asking you publicly on here. I need help.
And so I'm telling you, our help lies to where you got me at.
That's right.
Babies. You got me. I saw the Pull 'em Up Sagging campaign. I seen you at the grove. That's how you got me. So we go back to them babies. The catching come before the hanging. We can hang them if we go catch them babies. That's why these niggas don't bother me. Because when I go through these hoods, it's a nigga with respect saying, say, homie, he really fuck with kids. Nah, let him make it. That's been my protection. So we can repair broken men. Yeah, we can. It's going to be a task. And it's a task that we can fulfill. But it is much easier if we create some strong children in the process.
We'll get some folks in here, sit down, and we'll get some folks that's supposed to have some power. Okay?
So
we're going to hold their feet to the fire.
And with that being said, it has to be a holistic approach. It has to be a holistic approach. The village, the courts, the school, the police, the juvenile, the gangbang, it has to be the village. A holistic approach. Everybody got to be called to order. Everybody. Everybody. We line up all the grown folks after we hear the kids and say, which one you want to be like? You want to be a dope fiend? You want to be in front of the stove? But I don't never get to see all this, then how do I get to choose what to be?
We're going to do this together.
Yes, sir.
Charleston White, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Power to the people. This is the other side with DC. Y'all hit them buttons now. Hit every one of them.
Peace,
Share.
black love.
And
that ain't to be divisive.
There you go.
Yeah, that ain't to be excited.
Hey, Charleston.
Yes,
thank
sir.
you so much, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, sir.
With all the love.
Yes, sir.
All right. Cut us off so we can say a couple things. You know,
Cut! We out, y'all. Great show, Miss Caraway.
all right, all right.